Are we live? Are we? It's a mystery. We don't know. We might be live. How are you guys doing today? Hey, 3 of you are doing all right. The rest, I don't know about the rest of them. Hey, we are live at Barn Wired for our Iowa Music Showcase on Steve Shuttler Media on Facebook and YouTube. And where is Amanda? Amanda got away from us. Oh, here she comes. Amanda, the owner of Barn Wired. Please make Amanda feel welcome on our live broadcast.
How are you?
It is a busy day here at Barn Wired. Amanda, tell us all about it.
Yes, today and tomorrow is Road Trip. So we are open actually till 8 o'clock. Road Trip stops at 7. We're going to reopen the kitchen from 5 to 8 tonight, so we will be open later today. And we'll also be open extended hours tomorrow. We'll have the kitchen open 8 to 2, breakfast served all day with lunch, but then we don't close until 6 tomorrow. So if you want to do some shopping later tomorrow, you'll be able to do that. Lunch special today is Hawaiian sliders with your choice of side. Our soup is our cheeseburger chowder, which is my favorite. So it's kind of what I got because I've been a little crazy busy here.
It is busy. So get to it and go help out all the customers.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, Amanda from Barn Wired, our host for the Iowa Music Showcase. We are live from the beautiful town of Sigourney, Iowa. And with me, you can see just wandering into Sigourney today, Mr. Clint Riedel. And if you see his name on the screen, it looks like, I told you about this when we did our radio interview, which I think was earlier this year, wasn't it?
It was.
All right.
Gosh.
I don't know when
Spring.
it was. Yeah, spring of this year maybe. But you look at your name, and the first thing I think of is Rydell, like Rydell High from Greece.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Greece is the word that you heard.
And that's exactly how it was pronounced, like Clint Rydell on the tackle if I was ever playing in a different town.
All right.
Yeah.
But it is Riedel, so people want to get that right. Clint, tell us a little bit about yourself. Where do you come from? Where did you go? Cotton Eye Joe.
Well, I'm a dirty folk singer. I'm a singer-songwriter. I grew up in Rowan, a town of about 30 people, and then I'm in the Fort Dodge area now.
Rowan? Is that in Iowa?
Yeah, you betcha. Highway 3 in between middle of nowhere and somewhere else.
30 people.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever heard of Rowan.
No, you haven't. No.
We have the metropolis of Delta, Iowa, outside of Sigourney, but I think Delta
is that even
dwarfs Rowan.
48 people.
Yeah.
Huh?
Something like that. So, and you were busy. You literally just got here into town.
Yep.
What were you doing last night that kept you out so late?
So I knew I was going to come all the way down here to your beautiful place. I didn't know there was hills in Iowa until I got down here. And then I watched the Iowa women's Hawkeyes, and I am bad luck. I apologize to everyone in Iowa. Every time I walked out of a bar, they took the lead. And every time I walked into a bar, they started to lose. And then I finished it off with a George's cheeseburger. And I watched them lose.
Yeah, man, Caitlin Clark could not hit anything last night.
I hate to say this out loud, but please give the ball to someone else. Just let them try.
Yeah.
Let them try.
Caitlin couldn't hit the broadside of a barn last night, unfortunately. She was, great players have an off game every once in a while.
True.
So let's hope she gets that one out of her system. And
Oh, man, is that Lee Hey, buddy.
Lee from the boys hanging out with us here at Barn Wired. So, since we're running just a hair late, let's just jump right into some music. Now, I don't know if the camera picks it up, but you've got kind of an interesting contraption going on here.
My own homemade suitcase drum kit. There's a tambourine hanging on by some duct tape and half of a tom shoved inside of a Samsonite.
All right. And, of course, you got the your harmonica around your neck there.
Betcha, my Neil Young necklace.
Yeah, cool. So let's do. You're gonna do an original song up next.
Yeah.
And what's the name of the song? Any stories behind it?
Yes, this one is this is my latest one. I was going to Traverse City, Michigan a couple of weeks ago, and every trucker on the road was trying to run my Ford Focus off of it. So I thought I was gonna die, and I pulled over after I got out of the Chicago traffic and wrote this song in a hotel bathroom. It's called Here We Are.
All right, here is Clint Riedel. Give it up for Clint here at
thank
Barn
you.
Wired on our Iowa Music Showcase.
I appreciate it. Thank you, good looking.
Who are you talking to? My mom's over there.
That's exactly who I was talking to. Yeah. East 94 and 80. Try and drive me crazy, 'cause I'm going nowhere fast and it's getting old. 4 truckers tried to kill me. Sure, they almost hate me, 'cause they're taking turns just to try to run me down. But here we are, all together. We're just swimming in a 6-lane sea. Here we are, all together. We're sitting idle in unity. And normally I got my band with me, so there'd be a really cool guitar solo right now. But since I'm all here by myself with all you lovely people, I'll just talk to you through it. Well, Chicago drivers scare me. I guess cities in general, 'cause there's way too many people to worry about. Like right now someone's hurting, and right now someone's dying. Right now someone's just trying to figure it out. But here we are, all together. We're just swimming in a 10-lane sea. Here we are, all together. We're sitting idle in misery. Well, my eyes are growing tired, but my hand and mind's still wired to the row I hoed 1,000 times before. Well, I think I need an exit, find a little comfort, 'cause I got a little song and it needs wrote down. But here we are, all together. We're just swimming in a 10-lane sea. Here we are, all together, sitting idle in misery, sitting idle in unity, just swimming in a 10-lane sea.
Good job.
Traffic.
Clint Riedel here on the Iowa Music Showcase. I like that. And my daughter went to school in Chicago for a couple of years, so I totally relate to that song and the traffic.
It's scary.
It's horrible. I would drive the bulk of the drive to Chicago, but once we got about an hour out, I looked to my wife and I'm like, it's all yours.
Oh,
it's all yours from here.
You're more trusting than I am. Like, if I'm not at control,
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't do the big city driving. Again, Clint Riedel. So you're from the Fort Dodge area. Now you're up there with a bunch of Iowa country artists. I want you to name drop some of those
You
guys.
betcha, and I want to thank you personally for having all of us dirty folk musicians and country musicians and singer-songwriters, all of us,
You're
man.
some of my
Thank
favorite
you so
people.
much. Thank you. So, yeah, Jesse Wilson and Scott Kirkhart and Jeremy Ober, and, oh, man, there's up-and-comers. It's a beautiful music scene in the middle of the ghetto of Iowa.
I didn't know Iowa had a ghetto.
Oh, yeah.
It's Fort Dodge.
Lee
huh?
knows. He's played at Bootleggers.
Well, they got some good guys up there. We had Jesse here at the Iowa Music Showcase probably a month ago, I'm guessing. But yeah, and I talked to Scott via via satellite is
Sure.
how you
Yeah.
should say it.
Technology.
with after his car wreck, because he had a pretty tremendous. I
God
don't know
bless him.
what I was going to say.
He's-
Tremendous car wreck. It wasn't tremendous. It was
It
pretty
was
scary.
crazy.
Yeah.
That man should not be alive, and he's out there playing music right now.
Yeah,
He's got a gig
he's kind of
tonight.
built like a bear, though. So he's got the neck that could sustain
That helps.
such
Yeah.
injuries. You don't want to. He would run you over. He would run you over himself. He doesn't need a car.
It gives great hugs.
So shout out to Scott. We need to
Yeah.
get Scott down here and make the road trip
I agree.
down to Sigourney, Iowa. Now, I know your girlfriend came with you to the radio interview,
Yeah.
and her and I were chatting back and forth, getting things set up for today, but she didn't make the trip with you.
Nope.
Does she not like basketball? Or
She was taking care of our feral cat. We've got this little orange cat that adopted us, and she's got to work tomorrow and all this fun stuff. But she's like, I'm just gonna stay home and pet the cat. And I said, all right.
She'd rather pet the cat than
And
go on
listen
the road
to my
trip.
songs. Yeah.
Well, we give her a shout. It's
that's Molly, yeah.
Molly. I was going to
Yep.
say Maggie, but it's Molly.
Yep. And actually, I got a song about her.
Oh, yeah, I remember this song.
Yeah,
'Cause if it's a song that I remember, I thought it was like really a sweet song too.
Oh, thank you.
So yeah, you want to do
And-
that one up next?
Yeah, and I'd like to invite everybody in Radioland to my wedding. I am now engaged.
Ooh, congratulations.
Uh-huh.
He's engaged, he said. So
yeah,
I think we
yeah,
should
thank you,
probably
thank you, thank
applaud
you.
that. Way to go. When did you pop the question?
I asked her just a few weeks ago,
Okay.
and she said yes, surprisingly. But we're getting married on 420 at Byron's in Pomeroy, Iowa. You guys are all invited.
What time is the wedding?
420.
No explanation needed.
Nope.
Let's continue on.
So yeah, I hope you're all there. And this is a song I wrote about her.
All right. So is it called Molly?
It's called Molly Rose.
Molly Rose. Here is Clint Riedel once again on our Iowa Music Showcase live at Barnwire.
Oh, so thank you. And in Manson, Iowa, right outside of Fort Dodge, they got this thing called Greater Crater Days. It's where they invite a brand new country artist in a giant storm of dust. But they let little guys like me open up for them every now and then. Well, I wasn't opening up this time, but so I met her at Byron's, and that's why we're getting married there. But I called her and I said, you want to go on a date? And she said, I would love to. I said, you want to go to Manson's Greater Crater Days? She said, sure. And when we got there, there was a snow fence and like 10,000 people. So I knew it was going to be hard to get a beer. And I said, you want to go back to my house and get to know each other? She said, sure. So we did. And this is about a date I haven't stopped going on yet. It's called Molly Rose. Molly Rose, walking down the back streets of Manson while the fireworks explode. Molly Rose was standing on her 2 feet when I swept them from right under her nose. It was just bright enough from the lamplight on the streets. Gunpowder filled the air. 1,000 people all gathered up like sheep, but you kissed me like no one was there. I said you kissed me like no one was there. Once again, if my band were here, there'd be a beautiful like guitar solo, or Brad would take it over on the bass. But since not, how are you guys doing? Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, you whistle along. Molly Rose came back to my house, where she told me everything that she knows. It didn't take long. And Molly Rose, she woke up in my arms, and her ankles were completely exposed. It was just bright enough from the lamplight on the street. Gunpowder filled the air. 1,000 people all gathered up like sheep, but you kissed me like no one was there. I said you kissed me like no one was there. So I gotta tell you this part. A couple years ago, I developed a real bad habit. It takes up a lot of my time and not much of my money in the summer. It's called golf. I love to golf. And if you golf like I do, it's in cut off Daisy Dukes, no t-shirt, and barefoot with a wide-brimmed hat because of the sun. So my buddy Brad, who I mentioned before, he's an excellent bass player, an even better dad, and a pretty good golfer. So Brad looks at me when we go golfing this time and he says, "No shoes, huh?" And I said, "That's your first response, man?" He's like, "Yeah, well, you know, I don't think you should." And I said, "Brad, take your shoes off. You're gonna love it. There's no sticks, there's no thistles, there's not a dandelion for miles, man." And he says, "You know why?" And I said, "Why is that, Brad?" He said, "Poison. Herbicides, pesticides, and all the other sides we apply upon this ground right now is why you don't have a stick or a thistle or anything else." And I said, "That's awesome." He said, "Probably not. If you've got an ingrown toenail, chances are you've got some weird form of elbow cancer right now, man." I said, "I don't think that's right, Brad." He said, "Trust me." Well, I still golf barefoot to this day. Heck, it's nice enough out on a November day right now. I would go golfing when I get home, but I got a gig. I'll be opening up for my buddy Jesse Wilson. So Molly Rose, she golfs with me. And she goes by the same rules, but she keeps her shirt on. And now that you know that, this next lyric will make some sense. Molly Rose, standing barefoot on the grass, with a halo that matches her soul. I suppose there's nothing I need except this guitar and Miss Molly Rose. It was just bright enough from the lamplight on the streets. Gunpowder filled the air. 1,000 people all gathered up like sheep, but you kissed me like no one was there. I said you kissed me like no one was there. Molly Rose, walking down the back streets of Manson while the fireworks explode.
Love it.
Hey, for my fiance.
You are awesome.
I'm keeping the glasses on because I'm drunk.
Well, I like your hair right now, by the way. You got the little...
The trick to growing long hair is to do nothing. Don't get it cut, don't do nothing.
Clint Riedel hanging out with us at our Iowa Music Showcase. You know, Clint, on the radio we do 5 random questions, but they're not so random because I actually have them printed out.
Sweet.
So this is that time of the interview. 5 not so random questions, and these are just off the top of your head what the answers are. Question 1: which part of the Thanksgiving dinner? And by the way, Thanksgiving dinner has been a topic of conversation on Steve Shetler Media. My friend Neil and I disagree quite a bit on what is good at Thanksgiving. But which part of the Thanksgiving dinner do you refuse to eat?
Ooh.
What grosses you out at Thanksgiving?
Scalp corn.
Scalloped corn.
Yeah, why doesn't it? Why? Corn's fine on its own.
All right, this question 1-B, stuffing or dressing, do you like it?
I like stuffing to a point. To a point.
How about you guys? Who likes stuffing in here? Who does not like stuffing? Because stuffing is disgusting.
It really is its namesake. It's just getting in the way and filling you up.
Filling
when
it's
you
like
should
bread
be eating turkey.
Yeah. You got to get to the good stuff. Question 2: what is the strangest reason that you were fired?
Oh.
This could get interesting.
Oh. Strangely enough, showing up late.
Well, I'm not going to fire you. You can hang out all you want. Question 3: what have you thrown in the heat of anger, like a phone or a remote? Or
The coolest thing I've ever thrown in a heat of anger was, it was a bookend, but it was like an owl. So I just massacred that owl.
An owl bookend.
Yep.
Interesting. Question 4: what's the best live show that you've ever seen? Who put on the best live show?
Ooh. I guess I would say Hayes Carl or Todd Snyder, a couple of my idols. I did walk out on Dylan a couple of weeks ago. He's playing in Kansas City, and it was like watching your grandpa try to pick something up and realizing he was too old to do it. I feel so bad saying that. He's one of my idols.
I can tell.
Yeah.
I can tell you feel real bad.
Yeah.
And then we'll wrap this up with another Thanksgiving question. Are your Thanksgiving plans locked down? Or are you all set for Thanksgiving as far as what you're doing?
Yep, you betcha. I'm going to do a Friendsgiving over at my house on actual Thanksgiving Day. I'm going to have a bunch of musician friends and Wayward Wanderers come on over, and we're all potlucking.
Awesome. Yeah, it sounds good. Those are your 5 questions for today. I think you did quite well.
The first, when I was on your radio show, and one of the 5 random questions you asked me was, "Do you believe in aliens?" And I was like, "No." And then there's so much proof now. I was wrong. I was wrong.
Yeah, there's so much video footage. And government people coming out saying that it's all real. Aliens. We could have another full show on just talking about aliens, I think.
Do it.
So before we wrap things up, so you're from the Fort Dodge area. Do you play generally in like Fort Dodge, Des Moines area?
I'm anywhere from Minnesota to Oklahoma. I go where the money is, and honestly, I'll play for free if I just got nothing else to do.
All right.
Yeah.
And you do have some recorded stuff out there, right?
Yep, you betcha. You can. There's a couple of music videos on YouTube if you want to check out Clint Riedel music, and there's a couple of. I got an album or 2 out there somewhere. I'm just not very good at technology. I'm sorry.
And again, his last name is spelled Riedel. So
Yep.
Clint Riedel,
You betcha.
our Iowa Music Showcase. So let's do one more tune.
I'd love to.
And any stories or anything? Oh, we're getting the harmonica involved on this one.
Might as well. So, this one, as a songwriter, you get a first and second out of every instance. It's just the first and the last. This was about the last. It was I was hanging out at a show in Fort Dodge at this bar called the Fireside, and my girlfriend at the time came walking in, and she turned her back to me, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm tired of hearing my songs too, lady." And then my lawyer walked in, and they sat down together and hit it off. Their Christmas cards look great, and I'm happy for both of them. I mean this, because obviously I wouldn't have Molly Rose, but it didn't work out on paper when he looked at me and this other girl. So I wrote this song. It's all about the end. It's called Missing Paradise.
All right. Clint Riedel here on the Iowa Music Showcase.
Well, it was only for a short while, but it seemed like forever. We'd sit there both together, watching the world go by. Well, I found my piece of paradise, sitting around not thinking twice about what this old world might say when they see us downtown. And I was proud to call you baby, you were married to your job. Next time I see the devil, I'm gonna break his crooked jaw. 'Cause you listened to that devil, then you took his bad advice, and now I sit here all alone, missing paradise. Well, you said you was a runner, so I should have seen it coming. 'Cause I saw that look on your face that day. Well, things just had to change. Would you tell your girl I miss her? Would you tell your boy that I'm sorry, but I'm not allowed to be there, or we'd be having fun today? And I was proud to call you baby, you were married to your job. Next time I see the devil, I'm gonna break his crooked jaw. 'Cause you listened to that devil, then you took his bad advice, and now I I sit here all alone, missing paradise. I said you listened to that devil, then you took his bad advice. Now I sit here all alone in Sigourney. Thank you so much, Steve.
Clint Riedel. Our Iowa Music Showcase here at Barnwired in Sigourney, Iowa. And again, it's a busy weekend. We've got Rural Road Trip. You ever been part of Rural Road Trip before?
No.
It's a whole bunch of different shops around this general area that obviously a bunch of women go around and do a bunch of shopping.
It's beautiful down here. I can see why you guys do it.
It's a beautiful day, beautiful weekend in store for us. So stop into Barnwired for something to eat today. Do some shopping on Rural Road Trip. Again, they have extended hours tomorrow. And yeah, beautiful day. Great food, great drinks, great company.
Agreed.
Clint, I like having you as a guest.
Hey,
You are a lot of fun.
Hey.
I think what you're doing is great.
Thank you.
I
Thank you
really
very
like your original tunes. So we'll have to do this again sometime in 2024.
I would love to.
All right. That is Clint Riedel once again, our Iowa Music Showcase. Make sure you check out his music online, like him on Facebook, follow on wherever else you are,
Wherever else. Yeah.
and
Come
give
to
him
a show.
Yeah, give him some love, and we support our Iowa local musicians. That'll do it for our Iowa Music Showcase. Again, we're live from Barnwired here on Steve Shuttler Media.